feeling.
No, Campbell.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the world's most watched professional wrestling news program. And by God, the world's most fun professional wrestling news program. Frank Costantino and Damian Nelson coming to you here on PWRshow.com, YouTube, Google Video, Yahoo Video, all over the world. And when we say all over the world, you may not believe me, but literally...
From Australia to Canada. That's amazing.
All points of the globe. We can't get into India, though. And Russia. We don't have any Russians. Do you think they have computers? Do they allow them to get on the computer?
I think so. Do Svidania.
This is PWR Daily for Wednesday, December 6th, 2006, 12/6/06. And you take the last two, add them up, you got them up. But
smart man.
We are going to bring you this very special look at the Pro Wrestling Report Honors program. It's a program that comes to you on December 29th. It is a special year-end review. And the way to review it is you all vote on PWRshow.com if you're not already there already. If you aren't, go. And we will communicate the winners. And we have the polling so far as of today, December 6th. Frank Costantino, you are the man who has hosted the honors since its inception back in 1998.
By default, probably.
Well, you're a host kind of guy. The bad jokes.
Yeah.
That's what the production team does.
Yes, those bad jokes.
I promised the people on this week's edition of the Pro Wrestling Report Show that you would tell the elevator joke.
The elevator joke?
I've heard it before.
Basically, you match up if someone would get married, So if Ella McPherson, for those of you who remember...
Doesn't sound any better now than it did in 98.
If supermodel Ella McPherson married Vader, her name would be Elevator.
Could you do that? The Pro Wrestling Report Honors, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go over the ones that are tightest. It's almost like the election of 2000, where Al Gore won, but George Bush became president. It is the Pro Wrestling Report Honors, the category that is most hotly contested right now, Wrestler of the Year. The nominees, which were chosen based on picking one person from each organization in each category to make it as fair as possible. The nominees are John Cena from WWE Raw. All hail King Booker from WWE SmackDown. Kurt Angle from TNA. Rob Van Dam from ECW. And Bryan Danielson, the Ring of Honor champion. It is a neck and neck and neck tie between John Cena, King Booker, and Kurt Angle, each having 26% of the votes. So we might end up having a tiebreaker in that particular category.
It's going to go down to the percentages.
And why do you think that is such a hotly contested race between those three people?
And I'm actually surprised that King Booker is there.
I'm sorry? Do you not hail?
I don't know, but it will hail. But that's the surprise to me. I mean, obviously he's a great wrestler and always has been. He's been given the opportunity being king and being in main event status on the SmackDown side.
The SmackDown Kingdom.
The SmackDown Kingdom. But for King Booker to be in that neck and neck race with John Cena, who I think, people are voting whether you like him or not. I think just a lot of people are voting for him. And Kurt Angle, it's just going to be, if you're voting for King Booker, get your friends to keep voting because it's really close.
And another hotly contested race, one where the winner so far is a bit of a surprise to anybody but me. And that is Color Commentator of the Year. The nominees are from WWE Raw, it's Jerry the King Lawler. From WWE SmackDown, it's Jonathan Bradshaw Layfield. From ECW, Taz. From TNA, Don West, when he's not selling stuff on the shop zone. And from Ring of Honor, Dave Prazak. The runaway winner so far, with 46% of the voting, is JBL.
Ugh, that is big shock. I mean, obviously, King he's got the longevity.
I'll dig up Johnny Cochran if I have to.
But I think that when people are voting JBL and obviously keep doing it, they just wanted something fresh, and he is fresh.
Play-by-play commentator of the year, another unique category where the winner is usually clear and crisp, being Jim Ross from WWE, who was the first nominee. The next nominee, of course, Michael Cole from WWE SmackDown, in my opinion, the most underrated play-by-play man in the business. Number 3, Joey Styles of ECW. Number 4, Mike Today of TNA. And number 5 would be Lenny Leonard, the former play-by-play man for Ring of Honor. Jim Ross in the lead, as I said, 45% of the voting so far, followed up, though, by not Michael Cole and not Mike Tenay, but Joey Styles.
Yeah, and there are a lot of Joey Styles fans out there that liked him when he was in WWE for that short period of time. Just calls the match with a lot of enthusiasm. That's what you want to see. Obviously, Jim Ross, again, with the longevity there. Joey Styles could make a run for it. So you're going to have to continue to vote.
Joey Styles, who as of late has become more of a WWE-style announcer than he was when he was on Raw.
What's the difference?
The difference is selling the stories, not the matches or the wrestlers, and kicking in all the promotion for the pay-per-views and such. You can tell a distinct difference between a WWE broadcaster and announcer than any other company.
But there were people that want to see the ECW Joey Styles.
I don't know how many people out there still know the ECW Joey Styles.
Well, they're voting for him.
Another category which has a tie situation is pay-per-view of the year. This one's always very difficult to choose, folks. We take the biggest pay-per-view from each company, and actually the biggest series of pay-per-views from each company. Obviously, WrestleMania 22 is a forerunner, followed up by the Royal Rumble, typically one of the most favorite pay-per-views of the year by all fans. Next is ECW's One Night Stand for 2006, followed up by TNA's Bound for Glory pay-per-view, their big breakout event, and then TNA Slammiversary, which featured several humongous matchups. It is a tie right now between two categories, not the winner, but the two runners-up, ECW's One Night Stand 2 and TNA's Bound for Glory. Now, Frank, in past years, this voting and the tallies have been skewed to the most recent event.
Right.
And I think the nomination process by the law firm of Dewey was very smart in their selection of candidates. And I think that you see right now, not including SummerSlam and even with TNA's Bound for Glory pay-per-view in there, still nipping at the heels of the number one event, of course, so far, which is WrestleMania 22.
With TNA, the pay-per-views, I believe, you can get all over the world, but sometimes the show itself, depending on maybe your cable system across the pond, might not have it. You know, so to keep up the storylines, you've got to watch our program or get any information you can to just know when, or go to their own website. So that's to get numbers for TNA and the ECW for that matter. Sometimes it's not available.
The last category we're going to talk about this week is National Promotion of the Year. One would think the answer is obvious because of the millions and trillions of fans that are out there for WWE. You would think that would be the forerunner. Well, they are the forerunner, but however, very close on their heels is Total Nonstop Action.
Yes. Yeah, and that goes to what I just said. There are some people that still don't get to watch that program every week, depending on their cable company. But to have those kind of numbers, which is not bad, I don't know what you have it up to at the moment.
38.1% of the voting for TNA.
That's a lot, you know. And what that kind of tells you is the competition between both organizations is getting close, and that's good for us because that means the product
the
becomes
fans
better. That's correct.
The Pro Wrestling Report Honors will air on Friday, December 29th. It will be Frank Meathead and myself on that particular program as we announce the winners. And don't let the polling fool you. There are many more voting processes that go into the selection process. So when you vote on the website, it does show you a little bit of information as far as who is in the lead so far. Obviously, we get the numbers as they come in as well. But once we make those announcements on December 29th, that's when everything is finalized. But keep on voting, folks. You're allowed to vote once in each category, and those votes all count towards the overall score for each category. It is the Pro Wrestling Report Honors. Again, that is December 29th, 2006, just in a couple of weeks here. If you're watching this on PWRshow.com or YouTube, make sure you tune in tomorrow for the PWR Daily feature match of the week. Last week it was Brandon Tomaselli versus Dysfunction. Week before it was Egotistical Fantastico's last match before going to World Wrestling Entertainment.
Yep.
A lot of great matches coming to you from the local indie circuits here in the Midwest on PWR Daily's feature match of the week. That's on Thursdays each and every week. That's all I got, Frank.
That's all I got.
Thanks for tuning in, folks. We'll see you next time right here on the Pro Wrestling Report.